The day. A real paleontologist schooled my son's arrogant teacher. What's the absolute dumbest thing a teacher ever tried to convince you was a fact? My 12-year-old son, Leo, lives and breathes dinosaurs. I mean, this kid spends his weekends volunteering at the Natural History Museum and reading peer-reviewed journals for fun. But last Tuesday, he came home fuming. His science teacher, let's call her Mrs. Vance, was teaching a unit on the Cretaceous period. She puts up this slide of a velociraptor, looking exactly like the monster from that famous 1990s movie. You know the one. 7 feet tall, scaly skin, basically a dragon without wings. Leo raises his hand. He's polite, but he knows his stuff. He says, "Actually, Mrs. Vance, real velociraptors were only about the size of a turkey, and they were covered in feathers, not scales." Mrs. Vance? She wasn't having it. She laughed, actually laughed in his face. She told the whole class, "Leo, unless you were there, stick to the curriculum. Hollywood does its research." Then she gave him detention for undermining authority and confiscated his sketchbook. I was livid, not just because she was wrong, but because she tried to crush his spirit. So I made a phone call. See, my sister-in-law just happens to be the lead paleontologist at the state university. 2 days later, I walked into Mrs. Vance's classroom during third period, and I didn't come alone. My sister walked in carrying a life-sized, museum-quality replica of a real velociraptor skeleton. It was tiny, like poodle-sized. She placed it right on Mrs. Vance's desk and smiled. I heard there was some confusion about the anatomy. Thought I'd bring a visual aid. Mrs. Vance turned bright purple. My sister then pulled up a projector slide comparing the movie monster to the actual fossil record, showing the quill knobs on the forearm bones that proved they had feathers. The entire class was glued to the screen. The best part? The principal walked in just as my sister was explaining that science evolves, and so should our lesson plans. Mrs. Vance didn't say a word, but the next week, that outdated textbook was under review, and Leo was asked to lead the class discussion on fossils. Sometimes, you just gotta let the bones do the talking.